whoever believes, like the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Algeria, that there was indeed an opportunity to untie even some of the threads of the Algerian-Moroccan knot, which had eluded the solution in a short session, was supposed to have gathered President Tebboune with King Mohammed VI in the honorary hall at Houari Boumediene Airport, if the Moroccan monarch of course attended and represented his country. In the last Arab summit, undoubtedly, many had hoped that this visit would be a major turning point in the relationship of the two countries, but few believed, in the unusual atmosphere that accompanied the presence of the Moroccan delegation at the Algeria summit, that this would be easy and simple. The question now is, not whether or not that opportunity existed in the first place, but whether the Algerians are convinced that the time has come for a radical revision of their position on Morocco? And were they counting only on that visit to reach out to their neighbors after more than a year had passed since the diplomatic estrangement with them? Unless the Moroccan foreign minister, who previously attributed the failure of King Mohammed VI to the Algerian capital to regional considerations, to say in other statements that the meeting between the Moroccan king and the Algerian president is expected, and that it cannot be arranged quickly in an honor room at the airport, rather, it is a matter that needs preparations and arrangements. And he adds that if there is really an Algerian desire for this dialogue, then the Moroccan king gives his directives with an open invitation to the Algerian president to meet and dialogue. However, the few smiles and limited words of welcome that he exchanged with the Algerian president, when he received him last Wednesday at the International Conference Center, and were among the requirements of the customary protocol on those occasions, did not hide the fact once, which is that this was in the end the most that the Algerians were able to show from signs of friendship for their Moroccan guest. Perhaps it was not possible to bypass it or leave it, even if it is formal or limited, such as Abdelmajid Tebboune, for example, asking Nasser Bourita to stand next to him to take a picture of the memory, as happened with the rest of the heads of Arab delegations, in light of the tension and noticeable coldness between the two sides, and their dependence only on an intermediary channel for communication between them, which is the Arab League. It was very clear that the Algerians set a certain ceiling for dealing with the Moroccan chief of diplomacy, just as the latter was well aware of his role, and as he confirmed on several occasions to the media that interviewed him, that he only attended an Arab meeting and his visit had nothing to do with the severed bilateral relations between the two countries, but at a time when it was expected that historians only have the right to pass judgment if there is a missed opportunity for the Maghreb and joint Arab action, as well as who bears the responsibility for its loss, as the Algerian foreign minister expressed in an interview with Al Arabiya channel, commenting on the absence of the Moroccan king, the Algerian news agency, last Friday, and in a direct response to the open invitation extended by the Moroccan foreign minister to the Algerian president to visit Rabat, came out with a fiery report that could not bear more than one interpretation, which is that the Algerians are not ready or willing to send even a simple or limited signal. It may be understood from it that they are now looking to turn a new page with their western neighbor. In its report, which reflected the official view, the agency described Bourita's invitation as the alleged invitation and despicable and inappropriate maneuvering, and as a ridiculous justification for King Mohammed VI's failure to attend the work of the Arab summit at the last moment. A breakthrough will occur on the near horizon, allowing the start of a real and open dialogue between the two Maghreb capitals. But was it not possible, at the very least, to refrain from responding and to consider the invitation to that dialogue suspended or conditional, for example, by a number of factors, instead of denying it and describing it as alleged, despicable and inappropriate? The strangeness of the position, which was issued only 2 days after the Arab summit, may not differ much from the strangeness of Ramtan's statements to Amara last May, in which he said that severing relations with Morocco cannot tolerate mediation, and there is no mediation, regardless of the party to which media organizations were linked. This idea, before adding that there is no mediation, neither yesterday, nor today, nor tomorrow, Because the Algerian position is clear, which is that the severing of diplomatic relations came for strong reasons, and that the party that brought relations to this bad level bears full and undiminished responsibility, he said. Perhaps the common denominator between the two is not only that the announcement of the rejection of any mediation, reconciliation or dialogue between the two countries has limited that to a specific circumstance, period of time or stage, but rather that it came in an absolute, open and indefinite manner. This raises a fundamental question about the secret of Algerian intransigence, and the unwillingness to even keep a small opening, and deliberately closing the door completely to any development that may occur later, and allowing the Algerians to accept, under any form of formulas, the idea of sitting at one table for dialogue with the Moroccans. Cursing the past and the present may be justified or understandable, but it would be very difficult to have an acceptable explanation for the future as well. The great irony is that this happens at a time when Algeria takes over the presidency of the Arab Summit and is also chairing the Committee of the Wise, which approved it to resolve Arab conflicts. What success could the presidency of the summit or that committee achieve if everything remained as it was, and no attempt was made, even symbolic, to find no circumstantial or limited solution to the Algerian-Moroccan conflict, but only a simple breakthrough that would allow the two Arab countries to agree to sit at the dialogue table? Will it be possible or expected at the time to resolve other Arab disputes or disagreements? Whoever thinks that this will be possible will certainly be delusional. How can Tunisian-Moroccan relations, for example, go back to their previous era, without any indication on the horizon that Algerian-Moroccan relations may witness some improvement? Any Arab country may accept the views and proposals of the Committee of the Wise, knowing full well that this committee is unable to come close from a chronic and destructive Arab conflict between the two largest Arab neighbors in North Africa. What some will say is that the matter inevitably requires the management of two parties, and that blaming Algeria only for its unwillingness to seek dialogue may carry a degree of exaggeration and dereliction. But if the Moroccan monarch's failure to go to the Arab summit was a wasted opportunity, would it be possible for the Algerian president to come? Morocco has an opportunity to catch up with a dialogue that is not too late yet. This is what all Moroccans and Algerians hope. At least, even if their hopes remain so weak and limited. Nizabolia.